What's up, everybody? My name is Scott Waters, and welcome to the Lights Metal. It's time for yet another Rock Metal Update. Another rock metal update. This one's going to be all 7-inch vinyl. Got quite a few here to show, so I'm going to just get right into it. As usual, I'm probably going to talk at the speed of sound, and yeah, because I just have a lot to show here, a lot to say, and not a lot of time. So, all right, first off, an indie release from Broken Helm, the band from San Francisco. They were formed in like the early 80s. This particular 7-inch single, which features two songs, Time of the Dark and Ghost Stories, I believe was recorded in the 90s. Let's see, what year was it? 1997. But if you listen to, 97 is an odd time for a 7-inch single to come out, because vinyl was so unpopular in the 90s, and especially 7-inch singles. So these guys were definitely old school, but listening to this, you would swear this thing was recorded in 83 or 84. It's just got that sound, that quality, that style to it, and I absolutely love Broken Helm. I'm not going to say that, like, you know, if I made it in my top 10 bands, I don't know that they'd make it in my top 10 bands, but they are definitely one of the better independent classic heavy metal bands from the 80s and 90s, and I really quite enjoy them. I think I have almost everything by them now. I'm missing one of their 70s. They have another 70s single that I'm missing. All right, this is a Northern Star. These guys are from, I believe, upstate New York, another early 80s heavy metal band, and this is kind of just straightforward heavy metal, you know, that kind of early 80s style heavy metal. Everybody was doing, you know, wearing the spandex and the leather wristbands, and you know, just that sound. You know, denim and leather goes all together. Yeah, that's what you're gonna get with Northern Star. It is a little bit on the glamier side of metal. It's not glam metal by any stretch of the imagination, but it's got, you know, the hooks that you would expect from like an early Rat or something like that. So. But again, it's on what's the name of the label here? Dead Pigeon Records, but I believe that was an independent label. And this band actually did put out a full-length album, I believe in '83, on Dead Pigeon Records, and I think they had another cassette tape, was either an EP, and then a couple singles, all on the Dead Pigeon label. And this is actually the first one that I've picked up from them. I picked it up on a whim because someone said they were good, and they were one of those great independent bands that is worth checking out. And yeah, I was quite impressed. Really good stuff. I believe this one was actually from, gosh, I looked it up earlier and I've already forgotten when it was. So 83. So this is actually probably their first release they did, was this single, because their full length came out in '85, and the cassette tape. And then let's see, that's right here. The first album was called I, and it came out in '85. The second album was called Northern Star, and it came out in '85 as well. And both were on the Dead Pigeon label. All right, Dio. This is Rainbow in the Dark, backed with Gypsy. This is a jukebox single with the jukebox slip in it. It's in great shape. I don't know if it was ever actually in a jukebox or not, because it doesn't. When you get jukebox, sometimes it has those striations on it, which don't necessarily affect sound much, but it's just because of, you know, other records would sit on top of them and stuff like that, so they get these striations on it. But there's not on this one. This one's in really great shape, and it has the correct Warner Brothers sleeve and the little jukebox slip as well. So that's cool. All right, next up, Japanese pressing, Armored Saint. Just saw these guys live with Wasp, and man, they just tore it up. They were so good. I mean, I like Wasp a lot too, and I thought Wasp was good, but I just thought Armored Saint were spectacular. Anyhow, this is Can You Deliver, backed with False Alarm. Two great classics metal songs, both deserving of some modern band to cover. But yeah, cool cover art too of the band, you know, in their early look with the with all the leather, and you know, they just looked badass back in the day. So of course we lost Dave Pritchard, guitar player here on the end, who was like a riff master. Lost him, gosh, decades ago now. Another Japanese pressing, Fastway, which of course was Fast Eddie Clarke's band after leaving Motorhead. The Way version was supposed to be Pete Way, and Pete and him parted ways because Pete got offered a job in Ozzy Osbourne, which also didn't last very long. I guess he toured with them for a little while. But regardless, Fastway, this is on one of the later EPs. This is the World Waits for You. I don't remember what year this came out. Don't matter, I guess. But anyhow, I'm just a fan of Fastway and Japanese pressing, so, you know, when you find them for a good price, basically what happened was I picked up this one from this seller and online, and he had this one too, and this one was really inexpensive, and there was no extra shipping, so might as well grab them both. So that's what I did. Next up, this is Indians and Sabbath Bloody Sabbath live from Anthrax. Any Anthrax I'm picking up for my collection. As I've said in past videos, Anthrax, kind of like Twisted Sister, they were a local band. I mean, and they were from New York. I was from New Jersey, but you know, it was like this tri-state area where all these bands that came out of that area, and it didn't matter if it was, you know, Anthrax from New York or TT Quick from New Jersey or Heathen's Rage from New Jersey, or you know, it didn't matter. It was all part of that same scene. Hades from New Jersey. There was a lot of good bands coming out of that area at that time, and I'd collect anything by them. So this is recorded live at the Nakano Sun Plaza, Tokyo, Japan, March 23rd through the 25th. And I don't know if this is an official release or not. It is a Japanese pressing. It actually says pressed in Japan on it. You know, I mean, that could be a lie, but it also has all the Japanese writing. I don't know if this is an official or bootleg, but I saw a bunch of them on eBay, and I snatched one up before they were gone. I got a few from the same band here. This is Stryper. This is Honestly. I actually have this picture sleeve version of this, but come across a regular version in the Enigma sleeve. So you don't see the Enigma sleeves very often, so I snatched it up. It was only a couple bucks. So just another one to add to the Stryper collection. This one's kind of unique though. This is Stryper on one side, Yngwie Malmsteen on the other. So it is a jukebox single from Italy. So you've got You Don't Remember, I Never Forget from Yngwie on one side, and Stryper the Way on the other side. So you know, I don't know if you call it an A and a B side, but you know, there's two different artists, two different songs. Just a unique item if you're a Stryper fan or an Yngwie fan. And then one more from Stryper. This is Keep the Fire Burning. Just one that I was missing in the collection. I found this copy inexpensively and snatched it up. Alright, now I believe this is a US pressing too, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is a US pressing. Alright, next up, this is a European pressing of Queensryche's Jet City Woman, which is one of their later, no, I guess not that later now, but one of their poppier songs, a huge radio hit. Jeff Tate was still at the top of his game here, so his vocals are just soaring as that airplane in the picture. Yeah, it was not a real expensive one, so I grabbed it. And then it's got Empire Live on the B-side. Ozzy Osbourne, Shot in the Dark. US pressing on the CBS Associated label with You Said It All on the B-side. Again, the original pressing, it was not a real expensive one, and just one I didn't have, so I snatched it up. As with this one, this is Rat Dance. This is Rat getting a little more poppy than they were on their first EP and the two follow-up albums, but it still sounds like Rat. It still has those heavy riffing and those great guitar solos and, you know, those raspy vocals, so I kind of dig it, regardless of the fact that it's a little poppier. But I'm not against pop metal anyhow. I'm not one who's, you know, thinks that if somebody goes glam or pop, that's a bad thing necessarily. I even like Celtic Frost's Cold Lake, and a lot of people seem to hate that album. So I always think, man, if all pop metal was as good as Cold Lake, then it would have been, you know, we would have had some more great stuff. But whatever. A lot of people don't agree with me on that. This is a European. I can't remember what country it was from. Pressing of Scared from Dangerous Toys. I love this band. Another one of those kind of sleazy rock bands, you know, along the lines of Love, Hate, Dangerous, what am I thinking? Dirty Looks, you know, that kind of sound with the raspy vocals and just that sleazy Texas sound that these guys had that was very unique. And I think that Scared was one of their best songs. Fantastic track, as a matter of fact. And on the B-side is Bones in the Gutter, another great track from them. Their first four albums were great. Especially the first three. I think those were fantastic. I got to see them live on this tour too, and they played a small club in Albuquerque, but man, the place was packed and they were fantastic. So, Dangerous Toys, Scared, European pressing. This is Scorpions, Still Loving You, a remix pressing from the UK. From Germany. Again, Scorpions. I really love the early stuff. The Yuli era is my favorite of the Scorpion stuff, but I like most of the Scorpion stuff, even the poppier stuff that they've done. And Still Loving You is a cool track. So I had never seen this picture sleeve single before, and it, again, wasn't real expensive, so I snatched it up. And I've probably got, gosh, a stack of 30 or 40 Scorpion singles now. Just another one to add to the collection. This is some thrash, modern thrash, crossover thrash from Gamma Bomb. This is Return with the spine-chilling Give Me the Leather. And the backside is the Return of Easter Rising. And yeah, this thing is not that hard to find. You can get them inexpensively actually on Discogs and whatnot. So if you're into thrash metal, I know snatch one of these up before they're completely gone. I think this came out in 2016, so they're not going to last forever. This is a bootleg called Metallihead. Metallica, obviously, Living to Win. And it's basically Metallica covering Motorhead. There's a picture of the band you can see on the back. Motorhead and, well, actually Lemmy and the Metallica guys together. There are several different colors of this and several different versions of it. This happens to be the purple version. And gosh, for the life of me, I can't remember which songs are on here at the moment. And of course, I didn't write it down like I should have. But it's, yeah, like I said, it's Metallica covering Motorhead, and it's a bootleg. But there's a lot of them out there floating around, and they kind of gone up quite a bit in price. I probably could look it up real quick here and see. Let's see, Metallihead. That's a professional thing to do when you're recording a video, is to get on your computer and let's see. So yeah, there's several different color versions of this. There's even several different colors of the cover. This one happens to be black and white, but there's also some with red text. Let's see. So they do Lemmy and Metallica together doing Damage Case, and then they've got Motorhead's version of Whiplash, and then Metallica's versions of Too Late, Too Late. So there you go. That's what's on this one. Sorry, I had to look it up. I couldn't remember, but it looks like it comes in purple vinyl, white vinyl, pink vinyl, clear vinyl, and lilac vinyl. This was released on in the UK. No idea who the label is, but the average, I'm on Discogs at the moment. The average selling price is between $55 and $26. That's kind of expensive. I'm surprised. I don't know. I'm surprised it actually is. It sells on there since it's a bootleg, but I guess that one snuck through. But regardless, Metallica, Motorhead, both bands, especially their early stuff, Metallica, welcome to my collection. Another bootleg. This is Iron Maiden, 7-inch with a little obi slip, obviously a Japanese pressing, and this is on black vinyl. But you've got Aces High and I can't read it because I can't read, and the Clairvoyance. Can't read Japanese. Wish I could. The Japanese lettering is so cool, but yeah, I can't read it. It's a complicated language, and I don't speak a word of it. So, but I'm fascinated with the culture and the language, and I definitely love Japanese pressings and stuff. And I actually picked this one up at a shop in Texas, Rob Caldwell's shop of all of them. So very cool, and it wasn't real expensive. So yeah, definitely check out Metal Rob's store in I believe it's in McKinney, Texas. And then we got Sepultura, Ratamahata, backed with a live version of Mass Hypnosis. Of course, everybody knows this Brazilian band. I believe this is from the Roots Bloody Roots album, which I know a lot of people hate that album, but I like the album, and I definitely like that song. I think Ratamahata is a freaking killer song. So, all right, next up, we've got some. This is actually a Flexi, Decibel Flexi from Sirith Ungol. And this is, let's see here, what's the name of the, Brutus Manchild. So I did put it in I got a piece of cardboard on the back to back it up and keep it from, getting any kinks or folds or anything like that. Love Sirith Ungol. They've been around forever. They're still around, actually. They're still out there doing their thing. Recent album, last year. And I think they're calling it a day, though, after the tour dates that they had. All right, now we're getting into some classic rock, heavy rock, 70s metal, whatever you want to call it. But this is one I actually have the regular version of this, but this is actually the white label promo pressing of Fool for Your Love, and it says backed with black and blue, but it's actually the stereo and mono mix for radio play. So I have the other version, so now I have the demo or whatever you call it, the radio promo version as well. I got like 6 different versions of this cool little EP, including the Japanese 12-inch, and I've got the US 10-inch, and I've got several different versions of this, but this is the Japanese 12-inch version, which features 2 songs. So you got Day Trippin', which is of course a cover from of the Beatles, and The House is Rocking with Domestic Problems on the B-side. And yeah, I just, especially the 70s and the early 80s Cheap Trick stuff, before they got really poppy. I love that stuff. I mean they're called a power pop band, so the fact they're poppy shouldn't be surprising. But back in the 70s, they kind of had a heavier, rawer sound that I really enjoyed, and including this little 70s single EP. Wouldn't it be a No Lights and Metal update without Aerosmith? And I've got 3 unique singles here. I bought them all from the same seller in Mexico. They all came from a radio station. They were like a promo thing that the radio, I don't know if the radio station was giving away or something like that back in the day. But they come with kind of these unique covers because they were actually created for the radio station. So there you go. There's one which is La Que Toma, backed with, oh, it's a promo version, radio promo version. So it's La Que Toma on both sides. It is a white label, Warner Brothers pressing, and La Que Toma, What It Takes. Here, I'll show you the Warner Brother Geffen co-release. And yeah, What It Takes. I don't speak or read Spanish either, so I just want to make sure. I was pretty sure that's what it was, but it's been a while since I picked this single up and was sitting in a pile over there waiting to show it in the video, and I was pretty sure I was right, but I just wanted to double check it. You guys will keep me in check anyhow if I get it wrong. This is Pinta la Lieno, which is Draw the Line, backed with Brillo Luz Miado. Another promo single and CBS, and you can see if you look up in the top corner here, you can see the radio station call letters from Mexico. But yeah, this is a Draw the Line album, and I'll show you the center label on this one. This is on the CBS label, and I think this is just a regular one. I don't think this is a promo, although it was when I bought it. He said it was a promo. So yeah, you've got Bright Light Fright backed with Draw the Line. It does have a little sticker on it that probably says promo or something like that. But I think maybe the radio station put that sticker on there. I'm not sure. Regardless, kind of a unique item. I've never seen one before. Gosh, even if there's only one available, I own it. So it's pretty cool. It also does have the original Mexican CBS sleeve, which is actually a poly sleeve. Those Mexican sleeves were all poly sleeves for the CBS label back then. So that's kind of cool that they included it in there with the custom-made sleeve. And then one more from Aerosmith, also from this Radio ACIR KEL 128 AM. This is Rianos y Rianos. Let's see, Rayos y Rianos. I'm probably butchering that. Back with Vengan Juanitos. Again, another Draw the Line promo. Has the same radio station callouts and logo on the top corner. It's on the same CBS label, and again, it has that promo sticker on it. I can only assume that the radio station did it. Perhaps that's the way they came to the radio station. I just don't know. I can't find much information about these. So, but yeah, so you got Kings and Queens backed with Come Together, which is of course the cover of the Beatles that Aerosmith did for the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band movie. And I believe that Aerosmith was the only one that actually had any success off that soundtrack. That soundtrack actually kind of destroyed the careers of Peter Frampton and a few other bands, but Aerosmith kind of came out as the conquering heroes, even though they were considered the villains in the movie. I actually like that campy old movie. I still own it on DVD. All right, Japanese pressing. This is Gimme Shelter, and I Can Feel Him in the Morning. Kind of a forgotten gem of a band, Grand Funk Railroad. These guys were huge back in the day. One of the few bands that were selling out stadium night after night after night. Huge hits, and for some reason just kind of forgotten about now. You hear a few of their songs here and there, some of their popular songs, but man, you just don't hear much from these guys anymore. Especially this early stuff, which is my favorite because it was nothing but a jam. This is another Japanese pressing, Grand Funk Railroad, and this is I can't read Japanese, so let's see if I can get the songs off the back. I Want Freedom, and I'm gonna have to pull it out. I can't read it. I'm Feeling Alright. I Want Freedom and Feeling Alright. There you go. It probably says feeling alright right on the front somewhere, and I can't see it. Yeah, there it is. Barely readable right there. Feeling alright. So, like I said, just a big fan of this band. So, alright, some classic rock from CCR. This is Traveling Band, backed with Stop the Rain. Japanese pressing. All these came from the same seller. Then there's a bunch from this band. This is Bachman Turner Overdrive, Rolling On Down the Highway. This is a European pressing. Rolling On Down the Highway. I usually try and remember to put the B-side out so I can read the B-side, but of course I didn't. Oh, actually it's right on the front. Sledgehammer's on the B-side. Hard rock, heavy rock from, you know, Bachman Turner Overdrive from Canada. Then we've got a US pressing. Actually, this is a Canadian pressing. No, this is a US pressing of same songs. Rolling Down the Highway and Sledgehammer from Bachman Turner Overdrive, 12-inch single. I got this thing for almost nothing. I mean, I literally bought a lot, and it came in there, and I decided to keep it just because well, obviously I collect singles, and I'm a fan of BTO. Actually, BTO, one of those bands I liked a lot back in, gosh, when I was in high school and before that. And then in 1990, I got rid of my collection, and I kind of just forgot about them, other than hearing them on the radio from time to time. And only in recent years have I started picking up their stuff and listening to it again and getting back into them again. So, regardless, Bachman Turner Overdrive, You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet, backed with Freewheelin', another UK pressing on the Mercury label. And You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet, backed with Freewheelin'. This is a Canadian pressing for sure. That one's actually was a gift from what's the name of his channel? Dadgummit. Blackmore Rules. See, I know him personally now, so I know his real name because I call him Greg. So sometimes I got to think about it when it's the YouTube channel. All right, this is Down to the Line as She's a Devil. Again, European pressing, Bachman Turner Overdrive. And then finally we got You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet, back to its Freewheelin', Japanese pressing. And it's got the original phonogram records insert. Like most of these Japanese pressings, it has the lyrics in Japanese, and it's usually a bio and all kinds of stuff. These Japanese pressings are cool, but most of them aren't pressed like this, where it's actually a printed, folded, and sleeve. It's just a single piece of paper, usually color on one side, black and white on the other, and then it's got the record company sleeve behind it. And then finally, the last one for this episode is Down to the Line and She's a Devil, BTO. Again, Japanese pressing. I picked this one up and that one from the same seller out in Japan. They were not that expensive. I think they paid $10 for them each, plus shipping. And I got some other Japanese singles from him too. I believe the Armored Saint and some of the other ones I showed earlier in the video. So the shipping was like $10 and up to 5 or 6 records. It didn't change. And then if you bought any more, it was like $1 more per. So I think I ended up spending like $12 shipping for all those records. So not bad. But anyhow, there you go. Bunch of hard rock and heavy metal and thrash stuff. I always appreciate you guys watching. Want to hear your comments, especially you like any of this stuff, you dislike any of this stuff, suggestions, recommendations. Always leave a thumbs up and share the video. If you leave thumbs up, it kind of helps other people see the video, because if they see people like it, they tend to share it with other people. So I definitely appreciate that. And that's it. God bless. Stay strong.